A new game called Martha is Dead is being censored on the PlayStation platform, while the other platforms are remaining unchanged. This has caused a bit of concern and reflection as to what Sony's policies are regarding censorship, and I just kind of wanted to talk about why this story has been making the rounds today. Let's get into it. Thank you so much for watching. Please consider hitting that subscribe button, hitting that bell if you like these stories that I go over. So real quick, let's just get right into the story. Wired Productions over on Twitter today basically said a statement on Martha is Dead. And Martha is Dead is a PlayStation update about censorship. And before I read their quote to you, let me just tell you that I've seen the scene in question. It is incredibly gruesome. I'm not going to air it, but you can find it for yourself. It's very, very unsettling. And it's going to remain unchanged on the Xbox platform and PC platform. But for some reason, strangely, after Sony has made a lot of good faith effort to establish a better relationship with indie developers, this is one thing that has remained unchanged. Games are being censored on the PlayStation platform, the most recent example being Martha is Dead. So here's what they wrote. Martha is Dead PlayStation update. Martha is Dead is a narrative adventure recommended for adult audiences only, with play consisting of potentially discomforting scenes and themes that may distress some players. Both Wired Productions and LKA have always been open and honest about Martha is Dead content, with the sensitive depictions in play consistently communicated to the media since the game was announced in 2019. This content is also flagged clearly and repeatedly within the game itself before play begins. It is with regret that we have had to modify the experience on the PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4 versions, with some elements no longer playable. After over 4 years of passion and hard work, developer LKA now requires extra time to make these unplanned changes. Martha is Dead, as a result, will still launch digitally on both PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4 on Thursday, February 24th, 2022, but the physical retail release will be delayed to a yet-to-be-disclosed date, although we anticipate this to only be a small number of weeks. Our physical edition will still contain the bonus content of a double-sided poster, digital tarot cards, and Martha is Dead digital EP. We will update players with the date we ship this edition as soon as we have the information. The PC and Xbox versions of Martha is Dead are both unaffected by these developments and will launch with the full unedited gameplay as planned. We look forward to players experiencing the work of LKA on Thursday, February 24, 2022. So regardless of how you feel about gory depictions of violence in video games, this has stirred up a bit of a conversation about just video game censorship generally, and it's largely caused a lot of people to ask Sony, why are you doing this when there's the SRB rating system and people can make their own determinations about these types of content. A lot of angry comments. I'm looking through them right now. I'm trying to find one that's appropriate enough to show you. Okay. Well, here's one that's okay, I guess. We warned people of this. The censors will never stop if you give them any form of power. I may be a PlayStation user, but a bunch of swears. Not happy person. Looking forward to this game. Sucks that PlayStation players can't experience it to the full extent, though. Jez Corden, this sucks. An M-rated game being toned down. Has PlayStation started cracking down on violent games? PlayStation actually has a history of censoring certain things that they deem inappropriate, I guess I should say. And I'll show you some examples that have popped up throughout the years and just sort of talk about what Sony has actually said about it and where this is coming from. So the cover art of SNK 40th Anniversary Collection, guess which one is PS4 and which one is Switch? So if you can't guess, that's the PlayStation 4 version, and this is the Switch version with a woman in a bikini prominently displayed, which was censored for the PlayStation cover. And if you look, here is how it aired on the PlayStation 4. Doki Doki Literature Club was another game that ended up being censored on PlayStation consoles. The specific quote, I believe, was, let me see if I queued up the quote here. No, that's from Sony. We'll get to that in just a second. So Doki Doki Literature Club, I believe I highlighted the quote here. This is what they said about it. However, the PlayStation version of the game has some visual changes to one of the scenes to avoid spoilers. It's the scene towards the end of Act 2 in the classroom just before the weekend starts. I designed the changes myself, and I feel confident in them because I don't consider the psychological effect of the scene to have been diminished in any way. I wouldn't have accepted that kind of compromise. So this is the creator of Doki Doki Literature Club talking about the changes that he had to make specifically on the PlayStation platform and dedicate additional development time towards to make those changes. And when you start seeing that developers are like, hey, I had to like spend time to make unique box art for a release just to, you know, make sure that we were compliant with Sony, you kind of start wondering. And like, look, Sony's been very clear about their stances about it. I'm not somebody, it's my opinion that games like this, and like, I saw the scene on, God, I don't even remember the name of it. Martha is Dead, right? I saw the scene. It makes me incredibly uncomfortable to watch. I actually, like, I don't, like, if you're really sensitive to stuff like that, don't go watch it. It's very gruesome. And Sony seems to just want to do this. The quote that I pulled up a second ago was the only one I could find from Sony where they said something about it. A Sony spokeswoman confirmed the company has established its own guidelines so that creators can offer well-balanced content on the platform, and gaming does not inhibit the sound growth and development of young people. She declined to say when these guidelines were introduced or to discuss them in detail. Like I said, I'm a little surprised by it, and there was even a there's just been so many stories about that. This one's from 11 months ago. Let me just bring up the asset. Sony reportedly censoring violent depictions in games, and specifically Hiroshi Matsuyama, who states that Sony compelled the developers to make changes in the Naruto Ultimate series. One of the characters in the game, Minato Namikaze, was missing an arm in the original story. However, in the final game, his arm was present to comply with Sony's policies. Sony, this is where I got the quote where was it? So they confirmed to the Wall Street Journal about sort of why these happen. And here's another example where the Nintendo Switch gets 20 ladies and the PlayStation 4 version gets 20 bunnies. The censorship is odd, sort of to say the least. Some of these are particularly not strange. There was also, I don't know why I closed it, but there was an example from Devil May Cry where you can actually see a bare bottom, basically, of a lady in Devil May Cry. Dante's carrying her onto the bike or something like that. I believe it's Trish, or I can't remember the character's name. But anyway, you can see her butt. And he carries her onto the bike, and that was censored on the PlayStation release, and it wasn't on anything else. Regardless, I feel like I'm getting away from the point. The main point of the story today was about Martha is Dead, and I was trying to establish that there are multiple cases about this. Now, for me, I'm usually of the mindset that I think the player or the person purchasing the game can make their decision about whether or not they want to play it. The internet is very upset about the fact that Martha is Dead is being altered specifically on the PlayStation platform, and PlayStation's history of censoring certain things. Like, I don't really understand why the Devil May Cry thing would have been censored. Like, you're not going to let a kid play Devil May Cry 5. It's rated M, right? It's not even like for teenagers. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on this one. Yeah, this isn't good. Even the most enthusiastic PlayStation supporters on Twitter are just kind of like, Sony, this is messed up. And I agree. I don't think that Sony should be making that decision. That should be a decision that, you know, we make. I honestly, like, if they said Martha is Dead, they don't want it published on the PlayStation platform, that would actually make more sense to me after watching the scene. But to make them take those scenes out, I don't know. It's sort of a weird thing. Game's not out yet. I guess just let me know what you think about this one. I'm not like, I feel weird about it because watching the scene makes me incredibly uncomfortable. So I don't really know that it's Sony's job to make that call though, right? That's more on me, Destin, the individual, to decide if I want to play that or not. And then, yeah. Anyway, let me know what you think about this story. It's been making the rounds. Just let me know what you think about it. I don't really have a conclusion to this one. The scene is very uncomfortable to watch. I probably won't play that game, but should Sony be making censorship decisions on our behalf or on anybody's behalf? I think there is a point where you have to sort of draw a line, like, you know, basically pornography isn't going to be allowed or anything like that. But it seems to be dismemberment for Sony right now, at least based on what I've read this evening. Let me know what you think. And while I have you, if you like my videos, please hit that subscribe button, hit that bell. A little bit more of a somber video this evening. I hope you're having a good weekend. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. Thank you to all the members who support the channel. If you would like to become a member, you can click that join button right down there. Thank you so much to all of the members who have supported the channel this far. I'm going to get out of here. Love to hear your thoughts on this one. It's sort of a tough one. All right. Bye for now, everybody.